Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 17, verse 19. Kechit Vikalpa Vasana Ahur Atmanam Atmana Daivam Manye Pare Karma Swabhavam Apare Prabhum Kechid Vikalpa Vasana Ahuratmanam Atmana Daivam Manye Pare Karma Swabhavam Apare Prabhum Kechid Vikalpa Vasana Ahuratmanam Atmana Daivam Manye Pare Karma Swabhavam Apare Prabhum. Translation purpose given to the Sabha Charnarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Synonyms. Kechit, some of them. Vikalpa Vasana, those who deny all kinds of duality.
Vikalpa Vasana, those who deny all kinds of duality.
Who declare.
Who declare.
Atmanam, own self.
Atmanam, own self.
Atmana, of the self.
Atmana, of the self.
Daivam, superhuman.
Daivam, superhuman.
Anye, others.
Anye, others.
Apare, someone else.
Apare, someone else.
Karma, activity.
Karma, activity.
Swabhavam, material nature.
Swabhavam, material nature.
Apare, many other.
Apare, many other.
Prabhum, authorities.
Prabhum, authorities.
Translation, please repeat after me. Some of the philosophers.
Some of the philosophers
who deny all sorts of duality.
Who deny all sorts of duality.
Declare that one's own self is responsible.
One's own self is responsible
for his personal happiness and distress.
For his personal happiness and distress.
Others say that superhuman powers are responsible.
Superhuman powers are responsible.
While yet others say that activity is responsible.
Activity is responsible.
And the gross materialists maintain that.
And the gross materialists maintain that.
Nature is the ultimate cause.
Nature is the ultimate cause.
Purport. As referred to above, philosophers like Jaimini and his followers established that fruitive activity is the root cause of all distress and happiness. And that even if there is a superior authority, some superhuman powerful god or gods, he or they are also under the influence of fruitive activity because they reward results according to one's action. They say that action is not independent because action is performed by some performer. Therefore, the performer himself is the cause of his own happiness or distress. In the Bhagavad Gita 6.5 also it is confirmed that by one's mind, freed from material affection, one can deliver himself from the sufferings of material pangs. So, one should not entangle oneself in matter by the mind's material affections. Thus, one's own mind is one's friend or enemy in one's material happiness and distress. Atheistic materialistic Sankhyas conclude that material nature is the cause of all causes. According to them, combinations of material elements are the causes of material happiness and distress, and disintegration of matter is the cause of freedom from all material pangs. Gautama and Khanada find that atomic combination is the cause of everything, and impersonalists like Ashtavakra discover that the spiritual effulgence of Brahman is the cause of all causes. But in the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord himself declares that he is the source of impersonal Brahman, and therefore he, the personality of Godhead, is the ultimate cause of all causes. It is also confirmed in Brahma Samhita, the Lord Krishna is the ultimate cause of all causes. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swamin Iti Namine Acharya Padaya Nitaya Kripa Pradayini Gaurakata Damadaya Nagara Grama Dharine Nama Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadhe Bhaschatya Desatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama Hare Gopal Govindaram Srimad Sudana Mukam Karodi Vachalam Pangun Langai Tegirim Yat Kripa Tamaham Mande Sri Gurum Denatharinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanyamishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat. So this is very beautiful. The bull in the form of Dharma is responding to Maharaja Parikshit's questions. So on the way in the responses, it is telling about, who caused the suffering of them. For this question, it's telling who and all think the cause of suffering as what and all, and then asking Parishit Maharaj to, judge on his own. This is a very beautiful. And then Parishit Maharaj realizes, aha, so you are the Dharma personified. He recognizes he's a pure devotee. So in this verse, the bull, the Dharma, is telling that some of the philosophers who deny all sorts of duality declare that one's own self is responsible for his personal happiness and distress. Others say that superhuman powers are responsible, while yet others say that activity is responsible, and the gross material is maintained that nature is the ultimate cause. So from atheist to theist, different persons who are engulfed in the desires think differently of this philosophy. There are so many philosophers like Jaimini and his followers. They are all thinking that fruitive activity is the root cause of all distress and happiness. Okay, but Krishna bhuliya bhoga vancha kare. Actually, forgetful of Krishna is the root cause of our falling condition, state, and suffering. The only remedy is to perform devotional service, and this is propagated in every page of Srimad Bhagavatam. And only pure devotees can understand that, and those who get the mercy of pure devotee can get relief from the pangs of material existence of both suffering, distress, and enjoyment of the material nature, which is of temporary nature. So otherwise, they will be keep on speculating, this is the cause, and this is the cause, this is the cause, this is the cause. However, Brahma has told the cause of all causes is the Supreme Personality of God, Lord Krishna, Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha, Anadiradi Govinda, Sarva Karana Karanam. Sarva Karana Karanam. The root cause of all causes is Lord Sri Krishna himself. He says, Maya Dektena Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam. So this material energy is also his own part and parcel, his own energy, which is under his superintendent, it is functioning. So nobody is independent here, and the root cause is always Krishna. The situation of the soul is depending upon whether you remember Krishna or forget Krishna. Your situation will be either pathetic or fully blissful. So this is the very important point to understand that, okay, actually we are all part and parcel of Krishna, and our dharma, the religious principle, is not our varnashrama dharma or something, moral and etiquettes and ethical things and all these things. The real dharma is dharmam to sakshat bhagavat pranitam, to in the surrendering attitude serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti radokshaje. For all the living entities, savai, Paro Dharma, the supreme occupational duty is to Yato Bhakti Adokshaje, do the devotional service, perform devotional service to Adokshaja Krishna, and such devotional service, Ahaitukiya Pratihata Yayatmasu Prasidati. Such devotional service should be unmotivated and uninterrupted. Only in that situation, the self can be positioned in the full blissfulness. And there will not be any cause of distress and happiness, because there will not be any material happiness or suffering actually exist for that person. So this is the Yayatma Suprasidati. So he is situated in the very wonderful, blissful happiness only when he is in the constitutional position and situated in conjunction with the devotional service to Lord Sri Krishna, without any interruption, without any motivation, without any expectation or without any reservation. It's unalloyed. It's a free flow. This is the connection between the Jiva and Krishna. Out of love, he serves Lord Krishna, and with the same love, Krishna is reciprocating. So in this way, the position of Jiva, as long as he has not realized his constitutional position, it is very difficult for him to come out of the clutches of this existence. Whatever speculation he may do, my suffering causes my own self, or my suffering causes nature, my suffering causes activity, my suffering causes time, and so many speculation he can go on philosophically speculating, but all these things will not bring about an end to his sufferings. The only one thing that can bring about an end is that find a bona fide spiritual master and surrender unto him. And then under the instruction of the bona fide spiritual master, perform, learn and practice devotional service to Krishna. So Bhakti Vriksha is the way we practice all 9 devotional service under the bona fide spiritual master. So this has to be adopted in order for one to achieve that eternal happiness and remove the clutches of Maya, or release from all kind of distress and the temporary status. So the ultimate root cause of all causes is Lord. And serving that Lord Krishna in love and affection based on one of the relationships that he has offered us is our existence. goal. So, go to the next verse. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 17, verse 20. Aparatarkyad anirdeshyad iti keshvapi nishchaya atranurupam rajarshe vimrusha swamanishaya aparatarkyad anirdeshyad iti keshvapi nishchaya atranurupam rajarshe vimrusha swamanishaya apratarkyad nirdeshyad iti keshvapi nishchaya atranurupam rajarshe vimrusha swamanishaya. Synonyms. Apratarkyat, beyond the power of reasoning.
Apratarshya, beyond the power of reasoning.
Anirdeshyat, beyond the power of thinking.
Anirdeshya, beyond the power of thinking.
Iti, thus.
Iti, thus.
Keshu, someone.
Keshu, someone.
Api, also.
Api, also.
Nishchaya, definitely concluded.
Nishchaya, definitely concluded.
Atra, herein.
Atra, herein.
Anirupam, which of them is right?
Anirupam, which of them is right?
Rajarshe, O sage amongst the kings.
Rajarishi, O sage amongst the kings.
Vimrusha, judge yourself.
Vimrusha, judge yourself.
Swa, by your own.
By your own.
Manishaya, power of intelligence.
Manishaya, power of intelligence.
Translation. There are also some thinkers.
There are also some thinkers
Who believe that no one can ascertain.
Who believe that no one can ascertain.
The cause of distress by argumentation.
The cause of distress by argumentation.
Nor know it by imagination.
Nor know it by imagination.
Nor express it by words.
Nor express it by words.
O sage amongst kings.
O sage amongst kings.
Judge for yourself.
Judge for yourself.
By thinking over all this.
By thinking over all this.
With your own intelligence.
With your own intelligence.
Perfect.
The Vaishnavites, the devotees of the Lord, do believe, as above explained, that nothing can take place without the sanction of the Supreme Lord. He is the Supreme Director, for he confirms in the Bhagavad Gita 15.15 that he, as all-pervading Paramatma, stays in everyone's heart and keeps vigilance over all actions and vigilance over all actions and witness all activities. The argument of the atheist that one cannot be punished for one's misdeeds unless proved before a qualified justice is refuted herein. The argument of the atheist that one cannot be punished for one's misdeeds unless proved before a qualified justice is refuted herein. For we accept the perpetual witness and constant companion of a living being. A living being may forget all that he might have done in his past or present life, but one must know that in the same tree of the material body, the individual soul and the supreme soul as Paramatma are sitting like two birds. One of them, the living entity, is enjoying the fruits of the tree, whereas the supreme being is there to witness the activities. Therefore, the Paramatma feature, the supreme soul, is actually the witness of all activities of the living being. And only by his direction can the living being remember or forget what he might have done in the past. He is therefore both the all-pervading impersonal Brahman and the localized Paramatma in everyone's heart. He is the knower of all past, present, and future. Paramatma is the knower of all. And nothing can be concealed from him. The devotees know this truth, and therefore they discharge their duties sincerely without being overly anxious for rewards. Besides that, one cannot estimate the Lord's reactions. either by speculation or by scholarship. Why does he put someone into difficulty and not others? He is the supreme knower of the Vedic knowledge, and he is the factual Vedantist. At the same time, he is the compiler of the Vedanta. No one is independent of him, and everyone is engaged in his service in different ways. In the conditioned state, such services are rendered by the living being under force of the material nature, whereas the liberated state, the living being is helped by the spiritual nature in the voluntary loving service of the Lord. In the conditioned state, such services are rendered by the living being under force of the material nature, whereas in the liberated state, the living being is helped by the spiritual nature in the voluntary loving service of the Lord. There is no incongruity or inability in his actions. All are on the path of absolute truth. Bhishma Deva correctly estimated the inconceivable action of the Lord. The conclusion is therefore that the suffering of the representative of religion and the representative of the earth, as present before Maharaja Parikshit, were planned to prove that Maharaja Parikshit was the ideal executive head because he knew well how to give protection to the cows, the earth, and the Brahmanas, religious principles, the two pillars of spiritual advancement. Everyone is under the full control of the Lord. He is quite correct in his actions when he desires something to be done by someone, irrespective of the consideration of the particular case. Maharaja Parikshit was thus put into test for his greatness. Now let us see how he solves it by his sagacious mind. So, Jai Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurvanmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Mugam Karodi Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Vande Sri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Mishwaram Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataga Swamin Nitinamini Namo Acharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayine Gaurakada Damadaya Nagara Grama Tarine Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauramani Pracharane Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Grandharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. So here Parikshit Maharaj is encountering the two personalities, Dharma and Bhumi. The Bhumi is in the form of a cow and Dharma is in the form of a bull. And they are being tortured, and Dharma had already lost the 3 legs, and the last 1 leg also half is cut and damaged, is bleeding, so that one truthfulness is standing. So 4 pillars of sin. So then when Parikshit Maharaj inquires the bull, Dharma, about his situation and who is the reason, because as a king, it is for his duty to protect his citizens, and especially the righteous citizens. Of course, the others are all punished only for correcting them and bringing them to the right path, or the punishment is given by the king to avoid them going into severe punishment of Yamaraja. Why does the king punish? Is because when they get punished for the mistake here in this earth, then they are not punished by the Yamaraja. So the king is one in both the well-wisher of both the good citizens and the bad citizens. All the citizens, the king is the well-wisher. Now here the purport, and then the bull is answering that he is not giving a particular person, he is not showing the particular person. He is telling, some people say that The karma is the reason. The previous purport we saw that the people say that all these are my karma. People will say that that's karma. Yeah, he has bad karma. He has good karma. He's enjoying. Like this, keep saying about the karma as the supreme. Sometimes, foolishly, they even say that the God is under karma. The Rama, he hid and he shot the arrows on somebody, Vali. That is because of that, the Vali came again, and in this life, Krishna also has to undergo karma and all. Some foolish. So Krishna's activities are transcendental and they have a purpose. It has nothing to do with. It does no problem. But yeah. So in this way, people think that our bad karma is the reason for our sufferings. So that is explained in the previous verse, but now it is explained. Some thinkers believe that there are also some thinkers who believe that no one can ascertain the cause of distress by argumentation. Kindly, can you pass? No one can ascertain the cause of distress by argumentation, nor know it by imagination, nor express it by words. So here the bull is letting Parikshit Maharaj judge for himself. So here Prabhupada very wonderfully gives the explanation. The Vaishnavites, the devotees of the Lord, do believe, as above explained, that nothing can take place without the sanction of the Supreme Lord. So anybody points out others as the cause of their distress is wrong. Because Lord sanctions that. In fact, Lord is our best well-wisher. And he puts us in this distressful situation just to understand that he's the only shelter. There is no other shelter. There is no well-wisher other than himself and his pure devotees. Nobody can be our well-wisher. So this is proved again and again, both by the material nature as well as by the Supreme Lord, that this is the case. So the Vaishnavites, the devotees of the Lord, do believe, as above explained, that nothing can take place without the sanction of the Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord sanctions it. He's the Supreme Director. So you see, in movie, we have director, right? There will be an actor and there will be a director. The actor will do exactly what the director does, and the entire show is done by the director only. So the actor is simply like a dummy. Even though for the world, it looks that the actor is only acting in the movie. But actually, the thought process of the director is the one which has exhibited in the movie through medium of actors. Same way, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the director. And so this is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 15.15. That, what is that? Vedesh, Vedeshta Sarvaim, Vedya, Vedanta Krit, Vedaviteva Chaham, in that verse, Sarvasya Chaham, Hridi Sannivishto, Mattasmritir Jnanam Apohanam Cha. So we may think Jnanam and Apohanam, with intelligence and knowledge, I'm memory, I'm acting. With my intelligence, I'm acting. No. Krishna is telling the intelligence, knowledge, memory comes from me. Knowledge comes from me. So he is the director for even a jiva to act. Either the jiva will be surrendered to external energy or to internal energy. Jiva can never be independent. So that is being explained here. He is the Supreme Director, for he confirms in Bhagavad Gita 15.15. that Sarvasya Chaham Hridi Sannivishto. In everybody's heart, I am situated. Matta Smritir Jnanam Apohanam cha. Smriti is remembrance and forgetfulness. Forgetfulness and remembrance. Matta Smritir Jnanam. Jnanam is knowledge. Knowledge, intelligence. Everything comes from Krishna only. Krishna is the source of everything. Sarva Karana Karanam. That he, as all-pervading Paramatma, stays in everyone's heart and keeps vigilance over the action and witness all activities. So he is also as Paramatma sitting within the heart, and he is the witness of all the activities. So some argument, the atheist is saying that when nobody is watching you, you can do anything. You can do illegal activities, you can do sinful activities. Insofar nobody watches you, that's all right. But sorry, you have a vigilance. They have CCTV surveillance. They have CCTV surveillance to have vigilance over some system or some office or some organization, or even in the house, we don't want some robber to come in. What do? We keep CCTV surveillance just to have a look at who's coming and who's giving, what is happening. But you cannot see what they are speaking. You can only see. For that, you have to go to the next version of the mic, where you keep a mic also embedded within the camera. Or a separate mic in which you need to check what they are doing. And the camera will be in one angle. And you cannot position camera in every place. So people are talking about very security systems and all that. Vigilance systems. But here, Prabhupada very clearly explains how Paramatma is sitting in the heart of the living entity. So the atheists are saying that nobody is watching you. There is Sakshi. Of course, Bhumi is Sakshi. The air is Sakshi. So many witnesses are there. But the supreme witness is the supreme. Ubadrishta, Anumanta, Bharta, Bhokta, Maheshwara. Ubadrishta, Anumanta. He gives permission also for our actions. Otherwise, the jada will not move on the order of the jiva. We are living entities, and the body is made of external energy elements. The external energy is not our servant to act on our command. So if your hand is moving, if your leg is moving, it is not by your own Shakti or your own accord. If you get paralyzed, in no time your hand and legs will move, even though you desire to move. It is not just because the soul is within the body, the hands and legs are moving. No. It is because the soul is desiring, but the Paramatma is sanctioning. Upatrishta is the witness. Anumanta, he is giving permission. And who he is? He is master, Bharta. And he is the provider, Bhokta. And he is Maheshwara, he is Supreme Lord. Upatrishta, Anumanta, Bharta, Bhokta, Maheshwara. So it's this Lord, Supreme Lord, sitting within the heart, is witnessing everything. And he is the constant companion. And a wonderful description. Oh, so I have somebody always witnessing me. I have to be very vigilant. I have to be careful. What is this? I don't have freedom. I don't have, I feel uneasy. No, need not feel. Need not. Why? That is also explained in Bhagavad Gita, that Krishna is friend of all living beings. Bhoktaram Yajñatapasam Sarvaloha Maheshwaram. He is the supreme enjoyer, supreme proprietor. Bhoktaram, Bhokta, he is the supreme enjoyer. Yajna Tapasam, anybody does any yajna, any tapasya, any worship in the world, everything is accepted by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bhoktaram, Yajna Tapasam, Sarvaloha Maheshwaram, all the loka, material and spiritual world, he is the Maheshwara. Material and spiritual world, both, all the worlds, he is a Sarvaloka Maheshwara. There is Vaikuntha Loka also in spiritual world, Goloka also in spiritual world. And in material world, there is many Loka, Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Suvarloka. Loka, Sarva Loka means all Lokas. Maheshwara. Sarvaloha Maheshwaram. Okay, fine. He must be a big man. He's a very, very big person. Can we approach him? Very, very humbly we should approach him. See, in South India, they say that God is very big, Perumal. They say big man. So they approach very, very humility, that there is no intimacy. The intimacy is missing. But Krishna is giving his definition fully. Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam, fine. Sarvaloha Maheshwaram, fine. Very, very, very supreme personality of God is supreme in everything. But Suhridam Sarvabhutanam is the friend of all living entities. Is the dear friend of all living entities. So this is the speciality that is Suhridam Sarvabhutanam. He is the best friend, yaar, the topmost person. The topmost Supreme Lord is your best friend. Oh, what a great opportunity. What a great opportunity to be friendly with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Suhrid, Suhridam Sarvabhutanam. All the living entity, no partiality. Okay, he's my friend, your enemy. Your friend is my enemy. In material world, we have friends in our everyday life. But my friend is somebody else's enemy. Krishna is telling, Suhridam Sarvabhutanam, for every living entity. And there is a Paramatma feature sitting within the heart for every living entity as the best friend whom we can turn into. Sometimes we are helpless and hopeless and you want to turn into someone. Just turn into Krishna. Turn to Krishna. He has already sent you a friend request, but you have not accepted it. Once you accept, you will be relieved of all miseries. All the miseries, all the worries, everything you will be relieved. So this is again confirmed by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, that Sarva Dharman Parityacha Mamekam Sharanam Raja Ham Tvam Sarva Pabepyo. If you are suffering in this world, there is one reason we have forgotten Krishna. And when we remember Krishna, everything comes into place. Everything. So Jiva, Prabhu told in the previous verse, Prabhu gave an explanation that Krishna Buliya, Boga Vanchakare. Krishna Buliya, forgetting Krishna. And we desired for Boga Vancha. Boga means sense enjoyment. I want to enjoy. I am the enjoyer. I don't want Krishna. Krishna, forgetting Krishna. Try to enjoy yourself. That is the reason for all the sufferings. So we have to find the root cause of the problem and eradicate the problem, rather than finding all the small causes. And when we set right one problem cause, another cause will arise, and another cause, and keep on problems is the life. Life is full of problems. So we have the root cause is forgetfulness of Krishna is the only root cause of all our problems. And if we remember Krishna, then all the problems are solved. So, and moreover, in this material world also, Krishna is in charge. Krishna is in charge is for spiritual world and also material world, and external energy is completely surrendered servant of Krishna, who will execute the will of Krishna. She is not acting independently. External energy is not fallen. Internal energy and external energy are performing their duty perfectly well. And most of the jivas have surrendered to Krishna and they are in a healthy state, performing their service to Krishna in a very nice way, cooperatively. Only little, very small percentage of jivas in the material world are not cooperative. That is us. So the external energy is also acting under the supervision of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. The external energy is completely surrendered to the Supreme Lord. The external energy, Durga Devi, she is completely surrendered. Parvati, Durga, who is in charge of the Jada Prapancha, she is completely surrendered. If you go to Mayapur, you can see a beautiful temple. There's a complete island. The first island, 9 islands are there. The 9 islands are Simandadweep, Godharmadweep, Rudra Madhyadweep, Koladweep, Rutudweep, Janudweep, Modadrumadweep, Rudradweep, Andardweep, Navadweep, Damaki, Jai. So 9 islands are there. The 9 islands, the 9 specialized are representing 9 processes of devotional service. Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. So these 9 islands, Simandadweep, Godharmadweep, Madhyadweep, Koladweep, Ritudweep, Janudweep, Modadrumadweep, Rudradweep, Andardweep. These 9 islands represent these 9 processes of devotional service, respectively Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Mandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. So these services are performed in the absence of Krishna. When Krishna is present, then different kind of services are performed in Madhurya Leela, in Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya. These kind of performances are happening in the presence of Krishna, called Sambhoga. Sambhoga means when Krishna is present, when we are in the audience of Krishna, the services which are performed are in the emotional platform, or we can say transcendental emotional platforms, not material, mental. People who cannot discriminate between the emotion which are exhibited within the conditioned world and the emotion which are exhibited towards Krishna, they cannot discriminate. They are called sahajiyas. So we should know the emotions which are exhibited in the material world are temporary and they are bogus, they are false. But the emotion which is exhibited for Krishna in pure loving affection, beyond the bodily concept, is transcendental, Devim, Prakriti. They belong to the spiritual transcendental world. This is called Devi Prakriti, Devim, Deva Leela, Krishna's all activities, Janma Karma Chame, Divyam. So one who understands they are divine and the emotion and affection which are happening and disciple mainly, and also mostly with Krishna and the devotees who are initiated chanting, they are all transcendental in nature. And the one who cannot discriminate it between this kind of relationships and the relationships of the material world is considered sahajiya. So we should be very careful that we should understand the emotions which are happening between Krishna and his pure devotees in spiritual world, like Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, everybody. So in the spiritual world, this kind of bhava and prema can be exhibited. And that will automatically manifest in a person in the material world when you get Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij, by the Guru and Krishna's mercy, these emotions will happen. One should wait for Guru's mercy rather than try to snatch it away prematurely. And it's an automatic manifestation because it's natural for a jiva, because constitutionally we are servant of Krishna. So in the material world, what should I do then? I'm in a conditioned state. I am not in the audience of Krishna. Krishna is not giving audience. He is doing hide and seek. He is only in the form of Paramatma. And I cannot see Atmas. I cannot see Paramatma. I am conditioned within the material body. With the material eye, I can see only material things. So what should I do now? Very, very simple. So Sri Krishna, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he comes and teaches us Vipralamba Bhava. Vipralamba means in separation from Krishna, how they act, how to act. So, in separation from Krishna, what do gopis do? Does Radharani have separation from Krishna? Yes, of course. Like Golokavasis, Yashoda. Does she have separation from Krishna? Yes, yes. Krishna went to Dwaraka. They feel separation. So, what do they do? What do they do? Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. Why it is said Vishnu Smaranam specifically only is because we have Smaranam regularly, we are remembering, our mind is constantly thinking something. So only thinking cannot be told. So we have to think of Krishna. Okay. Sravanam, hearing about Krishna. Kirtanam, singing, speaking about Krishna. Pastimes of Krishna, philosophy of Krishna, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, talking. So Sravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam. When Krishna is friend of gopis, they don't do Archana. They revoke Krishna. They chastise. Yashoda and gopis, they chastise Krishna as Makanchor, stealing the butter. But when we are away from Krishna, we speak of the Leelas. So that missing you is more powerful than love you. The missing you, love you is very heavy. The thought process and the intensity of consciousness involved is very, very high. So, this is considered higher than even Madhurya Bhava in Goloka Vrindavana. So that Vipralamba Bhava is exhibited in a spiritual world also. That is represented in Navadvipam, where Krishna himself is feeling separation from Krishna and is experiencing as Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai. So, in this wonderful Dhamma of Navadvipa, where the Vipralamba Seva, the separation from Krishna, along with Krishna, we are in the Vipralamba separation from Krishna. is exhibited, and Krishna himself came as Gauranga Mahaprabhu, and he exhibited and he showed us how to act in this separation from Krishna, which is possible in material world to be done. Because material world, we are missing Krishna and we are not in the audience of Krishna. So this kind of service is perfect service for the material world when we are conditioned within the body. So the 9 processes, Sramanam, Kirtanam, hearing about Krishna. So the first process, hearing, is done in the Simanta Dweep, is specialized for this. And Srimati Parvati Devi, Srimati Parvati Devi and Shiva are sitting there and they are hearing the pastimes. Of course, in all 9 islands, all 9 processes are performed. All 9 processes are performed. But especially they represent. So the Sravanam is represented in Simanta Dweep. Then Godruma Dweep, the Kirtanam is represented. So in Simanta Dweep, Parvati Devi, she is meditating on the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that I am said to be the external energy of Krishna. So I am not getting audience of Krishna because I am Bahiranga Shakti. Bahirmukhi means turning face away from Krishna. So I am responsible for those souls who are turning their face away from Krishna. Then how can I get your audience, my dear Lord? They say that Krishna Surya Sama, Maya Haya Antakar, Jahan Krishna, Vahan Nahi Maya Radhikar, my dear Prabhu. They are saying Krishna is Surya Sama. Krishna is like sun. And Maya is like darkness. And Jahan Krishna, wherever is Maya, Jahan Krishna, wherever there is Krishna, there is no Maya Adhikar. Maya doesn't have Adhikar there. She doesn't have entry there, my dear Lord. I'm missing you, Prabhu. So the external energies that Devi, Parvati, Krishna's direct energy, everybody is searching for the source. Even the Paramatma will search for the source and identify. The Gauranga Mahaprabhu is the source of all incarnations. Gauranga Mahaprabhu is the source of everything. Krishna is the source of everything. Krishna and Gauranga are not different. So when they search, then when they don't find a shelter, then Gauranga appears for Srimati Parvati Devi. In Simanta Nayani, she becomes Simanta Nayani, Simantini Devi. And for her, Gauranga Mahaprabhu appears in Simanta Dweeba. In Navadweeba Dham ki jai, Simanta Dweeb Dham ki jai, Simantini Maya ki jai, Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai, Advaitacharya ki jai. So, for Simantini Devi, Lord appeared, and then she saw the Supreme Lord Gauranga appear. So Gauranga is not like that. Gauranga is merciful to everybody. It is not that Krishna doesn't touch the external energy. Krishna doesn't touch her. How unfortunate. How unfortunate that Krishna will never touch me. But the most unfortunate becomes the most fortunate by Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai. By Gauranga's mercy, the most unfortunate will become the most fortunate. The external energy, which is not touched by the Supreme Lord or Krishna, doesn't appear in front because he's in transcendence. The one behind that transcendental, one who is beyond all the creation, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Gauranga, the all-merciful Lord Gauranga, appears to Parvati Devi. And he blesses her. And he says, in this Dweepa, you chant my name, Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. In that time, you will realize that you are the expansion of internal potency only. Your expansion of Srimati Radharani. You will understand it. You will realize it. So stay back. Stay in this Dham. Navadvipa Dhama. So in this way, Simantini Devi stayed in this island, one of the Nile islands, the first island. And that is why the island is named as Simanta Dweep. What she did is, she took the dust from the lotus feet of Lord Gauranga. She touched the lotus feet. She offered obeisances. She touched the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu, who is non-discriminatory and who is merciful to all, who embrace one and all. The most unqualified gets the first mercy. So she is qualified. Of course, she is qualified, sincere servant. But still she didn't get the mercy from Krishna. But now she got the mercy. Of course, she got the mercy from Krishna also. She appeared as the sister, younger sister of Krishna. And then she was taken by exchanged. In Yashoda, she appeared and she was exchanged by Nanda Maharaj. Sorry, Vasudeva from Nanda Maharaj palace. And for Kamsa, she gave a warning and she disappeared. Of course, external energy participated in Krishna's pastime. But still, this mercy of direct audience. And so here she realizes her position. Everybody realizes, all the Vishnu Tattvas, they all came. Mahavishnu also came as Advaitacharya and served Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So in this way, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna, Ihanya, Balram, Hoilo, Nitai. So we want to worship Krishna Balarama. We want to worship Radha Krishna. This month is Damodar Mas. So we always will like to worship Radha Krishna. And we want to visit Vrindavan. We want to worship Krishna and Balarama. So in Gauranitai, we have everybody. In Navadvipa Dham is not different from Vrindavan. We have Nanda Maharaj, we have Yashodamayi. They all have come from Kali Yuga with the extra added mercy, value-added version of Krishna. And Balarama has come back again, the latest version. Everybody wants everything latest edition, latest version, latest. So people, they want to go into new and new. The same new Gauranitai. Gauranitai, we have Krishna and Radharani. In Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Gauranitai, we have Krishna Balarama. So Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahiyanya, Balaram Hoila Nitai. So, and same way, Mayapur Dhama is Chintamani Dhama, and Mayapur Dhama is not different from Vrindavan. So whatever you are getting in Vrindavan, everything you can get here. So worshipping the latest Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even Simantini Devi, external energy was under such a bliss, and she felt the audience of Krishna. Where it was as Krishna in Krishna form, she didn't have much of an audience, but here you see the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. So no one is independent, everybody is acting under the supremacy of the Supreme Lord. So no living being should think that, we should not think that the living beings are independent. Nobody is independent. External energy is not independent. Internal energy is not independent. Everybody is dependent on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The external energy which is rebelled against Krishna is either under the supervision of external energy of Krishna. The marginal energy, which is like living entities who are surrendered to Krishna, are under the internal energy. In this way, nobody is independent, and Maya is not acting independently. She is acting under the direction. So sometimes people blaspheme other people. Maya attack, Maya attack. No, you voluntarily went into Maya's lap and sat there and you are sleeping. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is singing. Jeev jago, Gaura Chanda bole, Koto Nitra ja Maya. You went and slept there, Baba. You voluntarily did. So Vaishnava Acharyas, they condemn themselves. They won't blame others. Everybody is perfect. Everybody is trying to be perfect. And Maya Devi, she is perfectly executing her duty as external energy. But the duty is very painful duty. And in order to give pleasantness to that, appears Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai. And he gives an audience, he gives her that Shravanam. So, Tavakatamridam, Tapta Jivanam. So, when external energy, when she is creating this material world, she feels separation from Krishna. Her heart is soothed by hearing about Krishna from various pure devotees who come in Acharya Parampara and they sing the glories of the Lord. And Lord Ananta, he's keep on singing in his thousands of mouth the glories of the Supreme Lord. And this is the soothing for the external energy of the Lord, the Parvati Devi. She gets soothed by somebody talking the pastimes of Krishna, the Tattva, Krishna Tattva, and Gauranga Mahaprabhu's pastime. When we talk, she's very, very pleased and she's getting a soothing effect. Her service is paid for when Sravanam, when she hears about the Supreme Lord. So in this way, nobody is independent. Everything is happening under the supervision of the Supreme Lord. He's in charge. Material and spiritual world, both are not haywired. Okay, spiritual world, Krishna is under control. Material world, everything is haywired. No. He's a controller. He's perfect in his duties. So everything is perfectly working. It's all perfect. Purnamada Purnamida Purna Purnadi Uchyate Purnasya Purnamevaya Purnamevavashishyate. So he is complete. Purnam is Purna Bhagavan is Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Krishna is not Purna without Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani is not complete without Krishna. So the completeness comes when they are together. So Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. So in this way, everything is under proper control. Our duty is simply to practice Krishna consciousness. What is Krishna consciousness? How to practice Krishna consciousness? So when we are conditioned state, we have to execute the topmost bhava, which is Vipralabha bhava, in which we perform Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, 9 processes very happily will perform. Will not try to achieve that bhava and prema, which is automatically a result of surrendering to spiritual master and serving him with this 9 processes. 9 processes we perform for Krishna and we surrender to spiritual master, take his instruction and we execute, then everything will be auspicious. Everything will manifest. So we will get our constitutional position back without much difficulty. Very easily we can attain. So this is the easiest and the path which is given by great discount sale is going on. Guru Maharaj said that Friday is Black Friday, great discount, and Monday is Cyber Monday, great discount, 50% discount, $3,000 item you will get for $1,500. So half of the 50% discount sale is going on in US and all that places. So great opportunity, they say, but here freely it is available, free. You can come and take simply Krishna Prema, which is the greatest value. The devotional service, which is greatest of all values, you can take it free now. This is a great opportunity. Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu has come, and Guru Maharaj, who is representing them, our Acharya Parampara, Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, everybody represented this Gaudiya Vaishnava principle, which can liberate the whole universe. So we all should take part actively and interestingly, enthusiastically into this movement. So chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Worship Gauranga Mahaprabhu and take shelter of Guru Maharaj and let all success be on us. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, as there are no questions and comments, let us wind up here and let us chant. Offer our humble obeisances to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. Pancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Kodi Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Guru Maharaj ki jai. Nityananda Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow again as we are traveling today. We have a flight to catch now. So we are packing and moving. So we have done the class earlier. Those who have not able to join early, thinking it will be a little late, kindly listen to the class in the YouTube immediately as we have to rush to the airport. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol.